And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic.
Alright, here we go. What's up, guys? I know it's been a minute, I think, since my last vinyl related video. I haven't had that much coming into the collection, more stuff really going out, stuff I've bought blindly and just not liked, or just been getting rid of a lot of stuff that I thought I wasn't going to be listening to again. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm playing the editors in the background today. I was in the mood for something a bit heavier, so I put this on. I do like editors. I did miss the chance to see them live with The Cure last year. I could have gone, but I didn't for some weird reason. But next time, hopefully one day I'll get to see them. But yeah, editors are good, so I don't mind. I'm gonna try not to ramble on too much because we do have a lot to get through. First things first, my 200 subscriber contest is on its way. I've been working on that. I have a few things to do. I'm going back and forth between ideas, so until I figure out which idea I'm going with. I pretty much know what I'm doing, but I just need to finalize a few things. So, but with that said and done, let's get this video out of the way. And I'm actually going to start off with the newest addition to the collection, and this is actually inspired by Tunes from the Man Cave. Recently subbed to my channel. For some reason, I wasn't subscribed to his channel, even though I knew of his videos. I've been watching a few of his videos, and he shows a lot of jazz. So I subscribed. With one of my goals for next year, going to be trying to pick up a bit more jazz. But we're not talking about next year, we're talking about right now, and I managed to pick up a copy of Kamasi Washington's Harmony of Difference EP. 6 tracks, all killer tracks. It's still sealed, which is a bonus. I'm not opening it yet because I have this on multiple other different formats already. So until I go to listen to it on vinyl, there's no reason for me to open it. If you don't know this, he's a saxophone player. He's a saxophonist. He's worked with Flying Lotus, Thundercat, some of the modern, electronic musicians and producers, and he's very, very talented. I would check out this EP before anything else because I think this is probably my favorite project that he's done. But he's on a few good projects, but this is, like I said, this is probably my favorite. Even though there's only 6 tracks on it, I really like the artwork. And yeah, Kamasi Washington's probably up there with Gregory Porter for some of my favorite jazz musicians. So yeah, there it is. That one from 2017. Yeah, 17. So this is 2 years old. I haven't picked it up yet, but finally got a copy. I think this is really cheap on Amazon if you want to pick it up, if you like it. So definitely give it a listen if you like that type of thing. Sorry, I'm still getting organized down here. I've run out of room behind me over there, so I've had to put some stuff over here. We'll get to that. Next thing, I was gonna do an unboxing of this, but I was too excited to listen to it. Stranger Things Season 3, Blair. Look at that. The score. This is what I thought I was getting when I pre-ordered the music from the other soundtrack that I unboxed on my channel. This is the score. Is this the best score? No. I still think Season 2, well, my least favourite season is Season 2. I think it has my favourite score of the 3 seasons. Very ambient stuff. This one is very... it's a very chilled score anyway, so you can just put it on in the background and chill. But yeah, it's a nice one. Custom inner sleeves as well, which I like. I like how all the characters are on there. The other one's got some more characters as well, but it's on neon pink vinyl. There is one that's on blue and black marble, but I opted for the pink. Just because I didn't have any in on pink vinyl, and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so figured I'll go for that one. And if you're new to the channel, anything Stranger Things, because it's my favourite show, anything Stranger Things, I'm going to pick it up. So, of course I have this. I'm still missing a couple of things, but, you know, and I do prefer the artwork on this as well to the other to the cover on the other soundtrack. If I can get my words out, that would also be brilliant. But yeah, I do really like the artwork on this, so that's why I had to pick this one up. And no 7-inch single this time with this one, but yeah, this is a really, really nice soundtrack, and it's these Stranger Things soundtracks that actually inspired me to start getting more and more into soundtracks. So yeah, Stranger Things season 3 soundtrack finally have the score on vinyl. Some 12-inch singles. I know not everybody is a fan of these, but I figure I'll show them anyway. I have 5 to get through. And 2 of them are actually from a store I don't visit much. Even though it's literally 10 minutes away from the record store I work in, I hardly get out and I hardly get up there. But I was lucky enough to finally get a chance to go up there and visit on my lunch breaks. So I picked up 2 12-inch singles. Oh, excuse me. I picked up 2 12-inch singles. I'm gonna hope to go up there a bit more, because he had some great stuff, and I had to leave a lot of stuff behind because I had 10 minutes left on my lunch break, and it's a 10-minute walk away. So I had to go in there, quickly look through, grab 2 things and go. So the 2 things I grabbed: Inherit the Wind by Wilton Felder, another saxophone player, some more jazz, but this is one of my favourite songs. If you don't know Wilton Felder, he was the saxophone player in the jazz funk band The Crusaders. This was his, I believe, his solo debut, I think. I didn't have this on 12. I have the album with this song on it, but I didn't own the 12-inch, so I had to pick that up, especially as it's one of my favourite songs. And yeah, it also features Bobby Womack on vocals. It's the same Bobby Womack that did Across 110th Street from the Jackie Brown soundtrack. But there's Wilton Felder. I decided to grab that one. The other one I grabbed is a DJ promo copy of Lies by Jonathan Butler. Soul R&B, very nice. It's the same track on both sides, but it's on Jive. It's a white label promo. Both actually very clean copies. I was surprised, but yeah, grabbed that one because I do like Jonathan Butler. Didn't own anything from him, so wasn't leaving that one behind. Up next, Bad Intentions by Dr. Dre. The reason I picked this one up is because it has the next episode and the Watcher on the flip side. And if you're a hip-hop fan, you'll know this is the cheapest way to probably get both of those 2 songs. Because not only is the album expensive, whenever I see it, those 2 12-inches, which I've never seen anyway, are pretty pricey as it goes anyway. So this is the cheapest way to get both of those songs, if you like them. I am a fan of Dr. Dre. I do like all 3 of the albums he's put out, including the stuff he did with NWA. But yeah, Dre is one of the OGs. It's obviously on Aftermath, that white Aftermath label, or Aftermath if you're American across the pond. But yeah, Dr. Dre, Bad Intentions, very, very good. The Emotions, Flowers, more soul R&B stuff. This is early though. This is 77, so it's edging on that disco era, even though it's more R&B-esque. But yeah, another very clean copy of that, so had to grab that one. Super stoked. The final thing I grabbed, and this is going to not be a surprise to anybody, because if you know me, you know I'm a fan of this artist. Phil Collins, and it's 2 hearts. Now the reason I picked this one up, and this is something I've never seen, it still has the postcards in it. I love little quirky things like this that a lot of people don't pick up on. Obviously we know Dark Side of the Moon comes with posters, we know the White Album comes with lyric sheets and a poster and photos, but not many people catch on to the fact that this 12-inch did originally come with 4 postcards of Phil Collins. The only other, this is one of my favourite Phil Collins songs. It is on the soundtrack to Buster, obviously. If you're a fan, you know that already. Now, the 12-inch plays through perfectly. It might not look like it's in the best of shape, but trust me, with a bit of a clean, it'll sound a lot better already. But yeah, it's on Virgin, and I do love Phil Collins solo stuff. I am a sucker for it. So there is 2 hearts by Phil Collins, finally on 12-inch with the postcards, because that's an important detail. Right, where do we go to next? I have no idea where to go after that, to be honest with you guys. I'll get the soul stuff out of the way, I think. Because I know not everybody likes to see the soul. I don't know how many of you like to see all the soul stuff that I show. It's kind of my main thing, because Tunes from the Man Cave, his main thing is jazz. Soul and hip hop are my main things, but I branch out. Like for example, this time around, I've only got 4 soul albums to show you. So we'll try and speed through these quickly. Street People by Street People. This is from '76, I believe. This is the American issue of this album. This is brilliant. This is sort of the cover. I kind of got Isley Brothers meets BT Express out of this album, but I much preferred side 2 to side 1, which I don't know why I did, but I did. It's on Vigor Records, which kind of interested me because it's a label that I've never heard of. It's a group I've never heard of. I literally just bought it because of the cover. I did enjoy this. It's not one I'm going to be listening to loads, but it's a decent listen. Flipping a Coin is probably, and Want to Spend My Whole Life With You Baby, probably the 2 tracks that stood out the most, as well as Never Get Enough of Your Love. Those 3 tracks are probably the ones that stood out to me most on this album, so for that reason it's staying in the collection. And yeah, I would recommend it to anybody who's sort of into soulful disco, but it's not very disco-y. It is more soul than disco, so if you like that type of thing, this is definitely for you, but it's not going to be for everybody. Next up, Gerald Alston. Damn glare. Sorry about the glare, guys. I should have taken all of these out of sleeves beforehand, but yeah, there's Gerald Alston. 1988's the year on this album. Now, if you don't know Gerald Alston, he's the was the lead singer of the Manhattans before he went solo in around about this sort of time period in the late 80s, and found bigger fame in the British soul scene in the early 90s. Very good stuff, along the lines of like a Will Downing type sketch, where it's very soulful and funky at the same time. This is a great debut album for a solo project. I do prefer the album that follows this one just a little bit more, but this is still a great listen if you are into the 80s soul funk stuff. This is definitely worth a listen. So yeah, Gerald Alston's self-titled debut. Very good album. Very, very good album. So yeah, there is that one. Next up we have Zap with the new Zap For You album, their 4th studio album. If you don't know, this is from 1985, by the way. If you don't know Zapp, you might you won't know them by name, but you'll know them by song. They had a huge hit off of their first album called California Love, which was sampled by Dr. Dre and Tupac for the song California Love. Well, that song is not on this album. They did have another hit off of this album with the song Computer Love. And this is an album that is definitely worth checking out at least once. Their stuff is very, very electronic. So they didn't have a big following in the soul scene because obviously a lot of people didn't like the synthy-based electronic soul stuff over here. But this is a great album, one of their better ones. Their first 4 are solid albums. And yeah, I can't wait to pick up some more Zapp stuff. But yeah, Computer Love is on here. That's the big track on this one. But yeah, Zapp, Roger Troutman's Zapp, great band, very underrated band I feel. But yeah, if you like electronic stuff and you like soul, give them a chance at least. But yeah, there's that one. And the final one is Bill Withers, Watching You, Watching Me. You don't see Bill Withers stuff here, not regularly. This is from '85, so it's a bit later, Bill Withers. But Oh Yeah is the big track off of this, and it actually opens the album. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. I do quite enjoy Bill Withers' stuff. He's got a great voice. Very, very soulful. So couldn't pass up the opportunity. There it is, Bill Withers, Watching You, Watching Me. Alright, moving on. Where to next? Another soundtrack here. Batman by Prince. Even though there's not too much Prince music in the actual movie, Prince did do the soundtrack to it from 1989. Anything DC. By the way, I'm giving it at least a chance. I'm more DC than Marvel. So anything DC, I give it a chance at least once. This movie really, really impressed me the first time I saw it, and it's probably, outside of The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, it's probably my most watched Batman movie. Just behind The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. But yeah, very, very good album. Very nice film. Obviously the cover damage is what made this album so cheap. But another album for the Prince collection or the soundtracks. Would it go in Prince or would it go in soundtracks? I'll let you decide. But yeah, there it is. Batman from 1989. Alright. I never know where to go to next. Don't judge me on this one if the albums don't fall over. I picked up this, The Best of Air Supply. Now, you can judge me all you want on this one. I don't know how many people know Air Supply or even like Air Supply. But I wanted this album for one song in particular, and that song's Every Woman in the World. Now, the only reason I know about that song is a movie called Sliver. While it's not the best movie in the world, it was entertaining. And I enjoyed it. And that song was used in the movie multiple times. And that movie kind of got that song stuck in my head, and since then, I've been trying to track down a copy of that song, and this was the first thing I found with a copy of that song, so I picked up The Best of Air Supply for one song. I know, I do stuff like that. Simple Minds, Street Fighting Years. Is it the best Simple Minds album? No. Is it now is it an album I can appreciate for what it is? Absolutely. This was a huge surprise of an album. Very good stuff. 1989 again on this one, but a decent album. One you should I think is definitely overlooked when it comes to the band's discography, because I hardly see anyone talking about this one, and this one's very good. Plus the cover as well. Let's not forget about that cover. One of the best bands, I think, to come out of Scotland. Simple Minds. Don't sleep on Simple Minds, people. You've heard Don't You Forget About Me, but they've got other stuff as well that was actually very good, and this is one of them. So don't sleep on Simple Minds. And plus, Simple Minds did have an... Oops, if I don't drop it or slap myself in the face with it. But yeah, Simple Minds had one of my top 10 albums of last year. That's how much I like Simple Minds. And I wasn't listening to them until that album last year. So don't sleep on this album. It's actually decent. Give it a chance. Everything else here I think is pretty popular. We've got 4 albums left to get through, and yeah, I think they're all pretty well known. Another one I picked up for one song, Wings at the Speed of Sound. The song I wanted off of this one is Let Me In. By no means, it's my second favourite Wings song, not my first favourite. Obviously my first favourite is Live and Let Die. Is that cliche? I don't know. But Wings. I hardly pick up anything Beatles related on this channel. So for me to pick up anything Wings or Beatles related, bonus. This is from 76. So there you go, Beatles fans. That's the closest you're going to get from me for a while. Next up, what do I show you next? I'm actually going to save that one for last, I think. I want to show you this. An album I've been hunting for a while. You probably saw it a little bit there. It's an album I've been hunting for a while. It is a reissue of the album in mono, but I don't care because I finally have it. It's the Turtles' Happy Together, She'd Rather Be With Me album. Originally from 67, I don't know what year the reissue's from. If this is a reissue, it could be an original. I don't know. I'm no expert. But, there it is. The Turtles, Happy Together, She'd Rather Be With Me. On London Records, mono, as I said. I hardly show labels. Maybe I should show more labels. But, yeah, there it is. The Turtles. One of those psychedelic albums that I always get recommended to me first. Anytime I talk to somebody about psych, this is an album they talk about. One of the first things they named up is the Turtles. Turtles, Iron Maiden, not Iron Maiden, no, not Iron Maiden, Iron Butterfly, and that one Steve Miller Band album. I don't remember what it's called, but there is a Steve Miller Band album that's very psychedelic. But yeah, finally have it. I do love the song Happy Together, so happy to pick that up. Very, very nice stuff. And I don't know any other songs on this album, so this could be one of those albums that I listened to, I picked up for one song, listened to it, and actually really enjoy it. So we'll see. But there's that one. Next up, Fragile by Yes. I haven't picked up any Yes in a long time, and I didn't own this one. And I realised that the other day when I went to pick it up out of my collection to listen to, and I realised that I don't own it. So had to pick up that one. Yeah, Fragile by Yes. The album with Roundabout on it, as many of you know. I think you all know this album anyway, but still has the little book pictures inside it, which also interested me because I don't think I see these in many copies. I could be wrong on that, but a lot of people who show this album don't show these, and that kind of caught my eye because I don't think I see these get shown. But yeah, very nice. Pictures of the band, etc. A little description there. And then the track listing and some more information. It's on the standard Atlantic label. There is a copy of this in the shop I work at that is on the Plum Atlantic label. Yeah, this album came out on the Plum label. When is it? 1970? 71. So yeah, it would have just been on the cusp, I think, on the Plum label. But am I dying to have this album on a Plum label? No. Are there any albums I want on a Plum label? Sure. Give me Early Aretha. Give me Otis Redding stuff. Give me any of the first 4 Led Zeppelin albums. Particularly the Led Zeppelin 1 and the 4th Led Zeppelin album, which is actually untitled. Give me those on Plum labels. But, you know, I would love to own this on a Plum label, but for now, on the standard Atlantic label is fine, because now I finally have a copy of Fragile by Yes. So now I can listen to it. And finally, I saved this one till last for a reason. It's an artist I don't know too much about. And it's an artist I only check out because a friend of mine, or a family friend I should say, we were around for dinner. There's late last year, early this year, sometime around there. And they recommended, well, they didn't recommend it, they had on in the background music from this artist. And ever since then, I've been trying to discover more about this artist, and I saw this album floating around in the VC, wanted to pick it up, give it a listen, checked out a couple tracks, fell in love. Feed and Fleece by Van Morrison is of course the album in question. An early reissue, but sounds incredible. Streets of Arklow and Country Fair are the 2 tracks I listened to and immediately went, I have to own it. I just have to own it. So I tracked down a copy. There is some ringware on the back cover, but you know me, what did I say? You pay for the plastic, not the paper. On that Warner Brothers label. And in immaculate condition. Immaculate. So yeah, there it is. Van Morrison's Feed and Fleece. It was going around, it was floating about in the VC a while ago, and I never picked it up until I checked it out. And you know, that's the beauty of the VC. You see an album, you go, I wonder what's on there, and then you fall in love with it. So yeah, nothing too obscure in this video. Maybe the Kamasi Washington, which I highly recommend if you're a jazz fan, because it does sound like it could have come out back in the 60s and 70s. It's that good. But yeah, everything else outside of the soul stuff is pretty obvious stuff, so definitely don't. Hopefully there was something in this for everybody. Yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry this video stretched to 28 minutes. Wow, but you know me, sometimes I can ramble on, have a lot to say. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for tuning back into the channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and check out or wait for my next video, because my next video is going to be my 200 subscriber contest. So yeah, something to look forward to. And like I said, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.